Welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to take a closer look at some of the largest dinosaurs that ever lived. In our previous videos, we took a look at the largest animals in the world, from blue whales to African bush elephants. Now, it's time to travel back in time and explore the Mesozoic era, where dinosaurs ruled the earth. Over the past few decades, paleontologists have uncovered fossils of several colossal dinosaurs, allowing us to get an idea of how big they were and what they looked like. But compared to the largest animals today, just how big were they? Well, let's find out. Let's start with the first comparison. On the left is a young adult male African bush elephant. These amazing creatures can grow up to 13 feet tall and weigh around 6 tons. And although their tusks are impressive, the dinosaur about to enter the arena has much larger ones. On the right is the herbivorous Titanosaurus. This dinosaur was 23 feet long and weighed 7 tons. It got its name from the Greek words titan and saurus, meaning of great-sized lizard. The dinosaur had a thick-set body with short arms and a huge head with large jaws filled with sharp teeth. Its tusks could grow up to 5 feet long, so this dinosaur had some pretty impressive weaponry. However, it wasn't quite as heavy as our next contestant. First up on the right is a giant ground sloth. These massive mammals are now extinct, but they used to roam South America during the Pleistocene epoch. They could grow up to 19 feet tall and weigh over 10 tons. However, one of the heaviest dinosaurs was even bigger than the giant ground sloth. On the left is the herbivorous Argentinosaurus. This dinosaur was an early titan and sauropod, meaning it was part of a group of very large, long-necked herbivores. It lived in what is now Patagonia in Argentina during the late Cretaceous period. Argentinosaurus fossils are extremely rare, and paleontologists have only found fragments of its bones. As a result, there's some debate about how big this dinosaur actually was. Some scientists believe it was around 100 feet long and weighed up to 122 tons. However, more recent estimates suggest that it may have been closer to 130 feet long and weighed up to 140 tons. If these new estimates are correct, then this would make Argentinosaurus the heaviest dinosaur that ever lived. But what about the largest carnivorous dinosaur? Well, that title belongs to another contestant in our upcoming matchup. First up on the right is a saltwater crocodile. These reptiles are the largest living crocodiles and can grow up to 23 feet long and weigh over 1 ton. However, Tyrannosaurus Rex was even larger. On the left is the T-Rex, one of the most famous and feared predators in history. This carnivore was 40 feet long and weighed over 8 tons. With its powerful jaws and sharp teeth, the T-Rex was able to hunt down and eat almost any animal it came across. In fact, it was so successful at this that it was one of the top predators in the food chain for millions of years. But compared to some of the other dinosaurs in this video, the T-Rex was relatively small. Our next comparison really puts this into perspective. First up on the right is a sperm whale. These are the largest toothed whales in the world and can grow up to 60 feet long and weigh up to 45 tons. They have enormous appetites and need to consume around 2,000 pounds of food per day to meet their energy needs. But even this massive creature was dwarfed by the dinosaur that we're about to see. On the left is the herbivorous Diplodocus. This dinosaur was 26 feet long and weighed an estimated 25 tons. It had a long neck and tail and was able to reach incredible speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. However, there was an even longer dinosaur that lived during the same time period. The next two contestants both hail from the United States. First up on the right is the Utahraptor. This was a large feathered dinosaur that lived during the late Cretaceous period. It had a large head and powerful jaws, filled with sharp teeth. It was also incredibly agile and could run at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. However, the Allosaurus was even larger and more powerful. On the left is the herbivorous Allosaurus. This was a true giant that grew up to 30 feet long and weighed around 40 tons. It was a member of the theropod group of dinosaurs, which means it was a biped or two-legged meat eater. However, this dinosaur was actually a herbivore. It used its long neck and tail to gather plants and its strong legs to kick any predators that got too close. The winner of this matchup is hard to call. Both dinosaurs were huge and powerful in their own ways. But when it comes to size, the Allosaurus wins by a nose. Our next matchup is between two herbivorous dinosaurs. First up on the right is the Camptosaurus. This dinosaur lived during the late Jurassic period and was around 23 feet long and weighed 3 tons. It had a large body with short arms and a long neck and tail. Although it was a herbivore, it was surprisingly fast and could outrun most predators. However, compared to the other dinosaur in this matchup, the Camarasaurus was tiny. On the left is the herbivorous Camarasaurus. This dinosaur was truly colossal, growing up to 43 feet long and weighing over 70 tons. It was a sauropod, meaning it had a long neck and tail and a small head. It's believed that this dinosaur ate around 1 ton of plants each day to meet its energy needs. That's equivalent to around 40,000 calories. But even this massive dinosaur was dwarfed by another contender. The next two dinosaurs are some of the largest animals that have ever lived. First up on the right is the herbivorous Ankylosaurus. This dinosaur lived in what is now Argentina during the late Cretaceous period. It was an early Titanosaur, meaning it was related to the much larger Argentinosaurus. Ankylosaurus was around 100 feet long and weighed up to 100 tons. However, the other dinosaur in this matchup was even bigger. On the left is the herbivorous Patagotitan. This dinosaur is the largest animal that has ever been found in Antarctica. It grew to be 122 feet long and weighed an astonishing 690 tons. That's equivalent to the weight of 14 African bush elephants. It's believed that this dinosaur lived around 100 million years ago, but its fossils were only discovered in 2014. So there you have it, the largest dinosaurs that ever roamed the earth. These ancient creatures were truly epic in size and majesty, and they continue to amaze us today. Which dinosaur was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more epic comparisons. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to learn more about these amazing creatures, check out our other videos on the channel. We've got all sorts of fascinating information on dinosaurs, including their size, weight, diet, and habitat. So be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for new videos every week. Thanks for watching.